We have previous video where we talked about Josh Allen being Superman for the Bills, and can he pull them to the playoffs? I know this is a big one for you, so just as you saw me talking about the last one, this will be a mostly B conversation. But is Superman his own kryptonite? Is he doing too much? And why? Why is the NFL not addressing this? You see guys like Dak Prescott get shit on for throwing 15 picks.
Yep.
We see it with everyone else. Why not Josh Allen? Yep. And the floor is yours.
I'll give you the brief. We have like 15 minutes to kick off here for you all watching this. So I don't know why. Okay, so I'm trying to think the best way to word it. Josh Allen is given the title top 3 quarterback, which when he plays well, he should. But my point is he doesn't get the criticism that he should get for some of the erratic play that he does sometimes. He lost the Bills a game, a winnable game, a Aaron Rodgers-less Jets team, a interdivisional rival game, because he had 4 bonehead turnovers, 3 of which were just picks that are just like crazy. Like, why did you even throw that? I saw a stat on Twitter. He has thrown 20 picks since the start of the 2022 season, and no one seems to point that out. They just kind of label him as, oh, he's a gunslinger. That's going to happen. But he also will make those big splash plays too. That's whatever. Okay, that's fine. But you still have to criticize him too. And some of the unfair, narratives around some of the players you just mentioned, like a Dak Prescott, who I feel gets overhated for whatever reason. It's just a nice meme at this point, a trend that people just hate on him. You have ESPN Thursday Night Football. Okay, Jalen Hurts, I think, turned over the ball maybe once or twice or something like that, and had like this graphic of the amount of turnovers he had so far this season compared to last season, which hasn't been a lot this season yet. But to whatever, it's besides the point. So they highlighted Hurts turnovers, right? Where Josh Allen himself alone, and he said this, lost the Bills a game week 1, Monday Night Football, for being Superman, to your point. And I just don't get it. And he keeps saying, I remember last year too, he's like, yeah, I just got to play better, blah, 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 blah. No one's talking about it. No one's saying, oh, should Josh Allen just be given the title of top 3 quarterback in the league because of his turnovers, some of his gunslinging play style and quotes. Because I don't know if throwing in a double coverage 60 yards downfield is considered gunslinging. That's just stupid. And I feel like we need to have that topic. And we need to talk about that topic. I mean, and I'm a big Allen fan. I like Josh. I think he plays the quarterback position well when he is playing well. And I understand that when you are a playmaker, it's tough to find that fine line between being aggressive and playing it safe. I get that, right? But some of the shit he does, though, is just flat out stupid. Like, why would you throw? I just can't imagine. Like, he just launched the ball. I remember the play. It was a post to whoever. It might have been Diggs. He's doing a double coverage, like, again, 60 yards downfield. For what reason? You don't need to do that, dude. Like, he was never open. Yeah, so we just need to have that chat. And I feel like as a league right now, there's more whispers about it, but it's not bringing to the forefront of how come other quarterbacks get judged more harshly when they do the same or even less erratic BS playing than Josh Allen. Josh Allen is seen as his poster child. Like, yep, he can never do anything wrong. He's top 3 no matter what. It's wild to me.
Yeah, again, I agree. It's a little bit, not a little bit, it's a lot of, it's time to have that talk about Josh Allen. He is getting in his own way. He is getting in his team's way. You can't throw 3 picks to the same guy. If you want to say, this and that, because I remember there was a couple Bills fans that were discussing with me about, what about the defense and the special teams? It's hard to play defense when the opposing team keeps getting the ball on the 40 or the 35 or the 20, like I think it was the last drive before the fourth quarter. I thought the game was over Josh Allen fumbled it, trying to do too much. Jets recovered it on their own 30, on the Bills 30. It was like, this is over. There's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. One first down, 2 first downs, and a field goal. This is done. You can't have it. And you got to wonder, is it a matter of, hey, since Brian Dable has left, has this become more of a problem? Is this just people are figuring him out more? Is he starting to distrust the talent around him and feels he has to do this? I see some stupid comments about it's because he has a defensive coordinator as a head coach. That's dumb.
That's not it.
Well, that's its own video in a different day, but that's dumb. And you need to really rethink your life if that's the conversation you're having. But yeah, my best guess about why he doesn't get criticized too much is because the NFL is a very narrative-driven league. Like, it really does feel like a TV show sometimes when you're talking about, like what we care about, right? Why is Brock Purdy such a huge talking point all the time? Because we love seeing the story of the underdog, the guy that went from Mr. Irrelevant to the stardom. We love talking about Jalen Hurts and his rise. Again, another underdog story. We just love our DeMar Hamlin. We love our redemption stories too. It's all narrative driven stuff. And that's what we kind of have here with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the NFL story of the hard worker. You put your blue hat on, you go to work. He was, predicted to not, or looked at as not having a lot of accuracy, a lot of deficiencies, small school guy, underrated. And look at him now. He's a top 3 quarterback. He's a top 2 quarterback. He can go head to head with, Patrick Mahomes. And now if you start criticizing him, it kind of takes away that story. People don't, you can't really keep saying that anymore, which is, again, like I said, the NFL loves their narratives. So I think that's might be part of the reason they insulate their criticism for him, or, insulate him from criticism. Versus with Dak Prescott, people love hating, whatever quarterback for the NFL that there is, or for the Cowboys that there is. So,
that's true.
It's easy to hate him because he plays for the Cowboys. Cowboys quarterback, so Tony Romo was always hated.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been a perfect redemption arc story kind of guy, undrafted from Eastern Illinois, comes over and becomes the star in Dallas. Never happened. He was hated because of a fumble one time in one game, like the first year of his career or second year of his career. Like, that was the main reason people hated him so fucking much.
That's weird.
Which is, again, it's weird. Like, but once the NFL, once it gets its narrative, once they have that narrative, they love it. They stick with it. It's the same reason Daniel Jones is going to be, the future for the Giants, because they love that, how do I not make this about race? That prototypical quarterback.
Let's just coin it as that. Yeah.
I mean, okay, but look at it. Daniel Jones looks
true, though. Yeah.
He looks like he could be Eli's kid. Like, their faces are fucking dead ringers for each other.
Yeah.
It's weird how similar they look.
Yeah.
They're gonna give Daniel Jones every opportunity, no matter how many times he fails, because he looks like Eli, and they love that prototype of quarterback.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that might be why it is he's so insulated in the media from that criticism. But I think it is time to start having it. He's costing his team games. The Bills are a city that are starved for a championship. They deserve a championship. They're great fans. Like, I always remember when the Bills beat the Ravens. I think it was like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped Buffalo get to the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years. So they donated millions of dollars to Andy Dalton's fundraiser, and they sent the whole team free buffalo wings. That's pretty
cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fan base. That's a great fan base that deserves success and deserves a championship.
It's a fun fan base and a fun team too. Like, I love watching the Bills play. Like, when they play at home, that environment is awesome. Like, I love it, and I want them to win a title. I want to see it. But Josh Allen, stop throwing fucking picks all the time, dude.
I know. He just needs to start. I mean, again, he just needs to start trusting his guys more. You can't throw 3 picks to the same guy. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But
what is that?
He has to, and I don't know if it's a matter of fully if he needs to start trusting his teammates more, or they need to put better pieces around him. But either way, I mean, they have great receivers there. So I think he needs. I didn't see all the picks, so I don't know. Was he targeting Stephon Diggs on each one? Do you remember? Or
I remember. I
I know
can't
it's
even
kind
tell
of
you.
a maybe a weird
I just
call.
don't want. Yeah, I don't want to talk out of my like side here, so I don't want to say anything. But I know one of them for sure was the. Now I'm doubting myself. One of them had to be the Diggs. For some reason, I think the deep post where he just threw it in double coverage was the Diggs. For some reason,
Yeah,
I don't know about the other two.
yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I think he's what since the beginning of 2021, he's either led the league in picks or tied. Or, I'm sorry, turnovers or tied the league in turnovers. I think he's up there with like Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins had 23 and he had like 22.
Yeah, I mean
But
he has to be up there. I mean he threw like
yeah,
20 picks in 2022 from the
yeah.
beginning of 2022.
It's tough to win ball games when you're doing that. Or I remember there was a play in the end of the Jets game where like he took off running, and I was like, dude, just like get down, whatever, get down. And he jumps like he tried to fucking hurdle a guy. And I was like, you're 7 yards away from the first down, dude. It's third down. Just whatever, go down or lower your shoulder if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
But he jumped and like almost did a fucking flip, and it's like, you realize you play quarterback, right? Like if you go down, your team's season is fucked,
yeah,
right? Like you need to protect yourself better than that. You can't be trying to fucking constantly jump over people.
right. Yeah, it's
But
ridiculous. I can go on about it. Maybe we can extend it for another segment too, but it's so many layers to it.
yeah, the main one is they need to stop insulating. They need to start giving him his fair criticism. And again, I know they love the narratives, but since Dable's left, he hasn't been the same quarterback, and I think it's okay to address that and bring that back,
Yeah,
and reassess that situation. For me personally, I don't think he'd be the number 3 quarterback for me right now. He's slowly starting to move down if he keeps playing the way he is.
oh for
By the
sure.
end of the season, I could see him falling out of the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Tua's on the rise, Herbert's
Mm-hmm.
on the rise. Can't think who else
Lawrence
off the
is
top of
on
my
the
head.
rise.
Hurts is on the rise. We have Lawrence on the rise. Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, again, there's too many young, good quarterbacks coming up to keep playing like that and to still be considered in the top 5 and maybe even in the top 10.
some
So,
other time we'll talk about this, but Purdy's on the rise.
yeah.
So lots of
Yeah,
young
we'll
quarterbacks out
dedicate
there
a
who
whole
are
video to
playing well.
Purdy. But
Yeah,
yeah. And then I think you have Caleb Williams coming in the league next year. You have Michael Penix Jr. Soon you're going to have Shador Sanders. I mean, again, there's too many guys coming into the league to keep sitting here making these kind of plays and still be considered a top 3 quarterback.
mm-hmm.
So, all right, I think that wraps it up. And any of the last minute segments, last minute comments you want to make about that?
No, I mean I'll save it. I know we're kind of at time here. Just he needs to play better. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree. I think Bills fans agree. The ones that are looking at this objectively, going, yeah, he needs to. There's no reason you should have lost to the Jets last week. Like, let's be honest. Once Aaron Rodgers went down, that game should have been over.
Yeah.
You can't have 4 turnovers and expect to win a ball game.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that will do it from us today. Thank you so much for sitting in with us and sitting through all of our rambling and ranting and game predictions and everything else. If you had fun, give us a like, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and if you can, give us a follow on our socials. If you didn't,
sorry about
I don't care. We had fun making this, so we do it for us. I was kidding.
Yes, sir.
No, sorry, but always give us suggestions or comments of things you'd like to see us do differently. But until next time, it's been Emmett, it's been B. Thank you for joining us.